My name is Vladimir Polomac. I am a full professor for history of Serbian language. I'm working at the Department of Serbian Language at the Faculty of Philology and Arts, University of Kragujevac in Serbia. And the title of my TNA Fellowship project was Universal Dependencies for Old Serbian and Serbian Church Slavonic, creating a training data set for lemmatization and morphosyntactic annotation using UDPipe. My educational and scientific background is traditional, philological. I completed my undergraduate and master studies in Serbian language and linguistics, and then in 2011, I defended my PhD thesis on the language of Serbian medieval charters and letters. During my work on the PhD thesis, I faced the problem of manually processing medieval documents. I spent an enormous amount of time transcribing, lemmatizing, and annotating texts. Then I also spent a lot of time classifying examples and excerpting them. Faced with this, I started to explore how these processes could be accelerated using computational methods. I became interested in historical corpus linguistics and the use of digital tools for the automatic processing of historical varieties of Slavic languages. A turning point in my career can be marked by the year 2019, when I started using the software platform Transcribus for the automatic recognition of historical texts. This platform, based on principles of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and advanced neural networks, completely changed my methodological framework, my methodological approach. From that time to the present, I have created several HTR, handwritten text recognition models for the automatic recognition of Serbian medieval manuscripts and early printed books. I would particularly highlight two publicly available models. The Dionisio model, trained on an early 200,000 words with a very low character error rate, about 2%. And it is very successful in recognizing Serbian early printed books. The second one, called Macarius, although trained on a smaller data set, has similar quantitative performance, and it is used for the automatic recognition of Romanian Slavonic early Cyrillic printed books. I'm currently preparing a model for the automatic recognition of Serbian diplomatic majuscule cursive Cyrillic script, as well as a model for the automatic recognition of the manuscripts of Gavrilo Stefanović Venclović, the most prolific Serbian writer of the 18th century. The example of this writer best demonstrates the significance of combining traditional and digital methods in philology. Gavrilo Stefanović Venclović wrote several dozens voluminous manuscripts, almost 20,000 pages. These manuscripts have not yet received a traditional critical edition. This is not unusual because such work requires enormous financial and human resources. With the help of Transcribus, the entire process can be accelerated tenfold, so that with much fewer financial and human resources, we can achieve not only a traditional edition, but also a digital edition and an electronic corpus of this writing. Thus, digital technologies help us not only to speed up our work, but also to accomplish much that is impossible with traditional methods. After that, I received information about the CLS program, TNA Fellowship program, through the Daria EU monthly newsletter. When I saw that one of the host institutions was the Institute of Formal and Applied Linguistics in Prague, a leading institution for computational linguistics in the Slavic world, I decided to apply. And after very exciting experience working with Transcribus, I wanted to explore the possibilities and limits of automatic lemmatization and morphosyntactic annotation of Serbian medieval manuscripts using UDPipe tool. It is particularly important to mention that from the very beginning, I had the help and support of my colleagues in Prague, especially from Silvi Cinkova, who later became the supervisor of my TNA Fellowship project. The general aim of my TNA Fellowship project was to create a starting data set that would be used to train models for automatic lemmatization and morphosyntactic annotation of the oldest preserved Serbian manuscripts from the end of the 12th and beginning of the 13th century with the help of the UDPipe tool. Special goals of the project include, first, defining the principles for the lemmatization of Old Serbian and Serbian Church Slavonic manuscripts, then creating a set of tags for morphosyntactic annotation in accordance with the universal dependencies standard for Old Church Slavonic and modern Slavic languages, and finally, manually creating a starting data set for the training model with UDPipe tool. The general and special goals of the project are defined with the help of the following theoretical and methodological frameworks. First, the basic principle of lemmatization should revolve around the reconstruction of Old Serbian and Serbian Church Slavonic forms of lemmas used in the end of the 12th century. Second, if we follow the principles of homogeneous diglossia in Serbian manuscripts of the 12th and the 13th century, many elements of Old Serbian vernacular and of Serbian Church Slavonic are interwoven. Finally, when one is defining the set of tags, it is necessary to start with Old Church Slavonic, making certain corrections in accordance with set of tags for modern Serbian language and other contemporary Slavic languages. During my 1-month stay in Prague, I defined the principles of text lemmatization and the tag set for morphosyntactic annotation of Serbian medieval manuscripts. After that, I prepared the basic data set for training the model using the UDPipe tool. The basic data set was prepared semi-automatically. The texts were first automatically processed using the UDPipe model for Old Church Slavonic, then manually corrected using the conlu editor. The initial data set for training the model contained about 3,000 words from the oldest Serbian charters and letters from the late 12th and early 13th centuries. Based on this data set, my colleague Silvi trained a model with approximately 80% accuracy in recognizing parts of speech. I hope that our joint work will be presented at the 5th International Conference of Computational Humanities Research and at the end of the year. So the primary goal was just to create the data set, but we went further and efficiently trained a first version of model with very promising performances. So hope that in the near future we will continue this work, and that in the near future we will have a publicly available model for Old Serbian and dependency and also tree bank dependency tree bank for Old Serbian. The next step in my project should be to increase the amount of data in the training set. The current amount of data, about 3,000 words, should be expanded step by step to 20,000 words. This is the first goal. The second step should be to expand the scope of annotation. In the current data set, only parts of speech and morphological features are annotated. The next goal is to extend the annotation to syntactic relations. Once these two steps are achieved, it will be possible to train a model for lemmatization and morphosyntactic annotation using the UDPipe, using the second version of UDPipe tool. The existing tree banks for historical varieties of Slavic languages, which currently include only Old Church Slavonic and Old East Slavic, then will be expanded to include Old Serbian as well. This way, we will have a tool to automate the creation of a historical corpus of the Serbian language, and also to improve diachronic, comparative, typological research of Serbian and other Slavic languages. My agenda is to continue this cooperation with Institute for Formal and Applied Linguistics in Prague. I think that we will continue this project. They have strong interest for this project because they want to be some kind of hub for as many languages as possible. So they very interested in to add also Old Serbian data set to be publicly available and to create the publicly available model. Currently, there is currently I think that this technology is very well. How can I say? The focus is now on historical varieties because for contemporary languages, this technology works well. The next challenge is to try to make publicly available models for as many as possible historical varieties. Now they have all ancient Greek, they have Latin, they have Coptic, Paleo-Hebrew, and many other historical varieties for Indo-European languages, for example, Old French. When it comes to historical Slavic varieties, there is Old Church Slavonic, and there is Old East Slavic, 3 different models for Old East Slavic or Old Russian. So my model will be the first for South Slavic historical varieties. They also they are working on Old Czech. So I hope that in the near future we will together we will have data sets for all of 3 branches of Slavic languages: Western, Eastern, and South Slavic languages, and then we can foster comparative, diachronical, and typological investigations of Slavic languages. So I'm very I would like to suggest to everyone to make the data publicly available, and at this moment my data is not publicly available because there's just there is the pilot data set, but in very near future it will be publicly available, and I'm hoping useful for other people from the field. I'm hoping that next year in August at the International Congress of Slavists in Paris, this is the largest event in Slavic linguistics. I'm hoping that next August at this event I'm going to present the first version of my electronic corpus of Old Serbian, developed by semi-automatically or automatically using this tool, creating together with colleagues from Prague. So it would be the next big milestone for me, and I'm hoping to achieve that with my colleagues from Prague.